I had renewal by Anderson out, so I know you are familiar with.
Just not what I asked.
Right. Is it? Well, from my side, it's not a deal breaker. However, if I was standing in your shoes, so we've got we can get the technician out here tomorrow. Okay. These are the numbers we're looking at. So obviously, this was the initial contract that I picked up at first, where they hadn't included any of the discounts.
Right.
So that's what obviously we had to cancel that. That's what we initially signed up for. This was the $22,000 that initially was quoted, and we agreed on 13,421 with the different discounts. All right.
So we were
I know we were down around 11 something.
No, because even if you gave us a 1/3 deposit, remember? So if you look at 1/3, 4,500, that's 4, 8, 12, 13, 5.
And over the next few decades, locals came in and picked and salvaged what they could. But over time, this place and its tragic story were eventually left to the jungle.
It came out to 13,421.
Yes.
This program contains images of mummified.
What is it now?
That was 13,421. So at the new price with all the discounts the same way, it is 23,259.
Okay, we're out then. It's a far
Why
cry
did it jump
from
up so much?
$10,000. I mean, how
What
bad
happened?
did you measure?
No, it's you see, the doors come in two sizes. Please, I'm just telling you what, I'm not for excuses. I understand this must be very frustrating for yourselves.
I mean, that's a $10,000.
No, I would be frustrated if you were.
No, okay. Here, I'm going to talk for a second. Those doors are 36 each by 96.
Yes.
When you look them up, MSRP, they're $1,100 each just for the doors alone. How does it jump to 20 grand?
Well, no, he's saying.
Now,
it's
I'm
going up
saying I
another-
looked them up on their site,
It's
and
another
then I
10
looked at the
grand.
facts.
But you're looking at the installation.
Yeah.
You're looking. We've had
Okay, well,
obviously
the
redo
bottom
stuff.
line is I'm not going to pay 10 grand while I'm not on the 22, so.
I understand.
Yeah.
But I felt you feel that way. I just wanted to make sure that I did my due diligence to come out here. Apologize from my side. The error was that the doors were the incorrect measurement for the height was put in for the lower measurement of the door.
You measured
Yeah,
it
but
at
that's
96.
$10,000.
We did, but when the digits were entered, that was an error on our part, and I don't know how it can jump up. I'm a shock like you. How does a door going up that much higher jump up that amount? It is when you look at doors like that. There's a lot more pressure on the top because of the manufacturing, but that's just.
Right. Yeah.
So does that come up more than Anderson or?
Yeah.
It does.
Well, that and it explains a lot about the numerous amount of complaints on the Better Business Bureau with the contract.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I saw
I
that-
understand your
How
frustration.
long is it going to take him to refund my money?
Do you want me to call now if I figure
Yes,
that out?
please.
Because obviously 10 grand is not an acceptable jump.
Yeah. Archaeologists
And if you said 200, I would say, okay, I can live with that. But 10 grand, no.
That's barely shoulder wide and traversing across underground rivers. Caving is not for the faint of heart.
And they might as well cancel the guy that came out and measured too.
Tight, claustrophobic. This is
That's not my problem. I don't want to.
Hey, so they absolutely. The density are
tucked away chamber. A 12-foot climb from the cave floor.
understandable. So when can they expect their deposit to be
Unlike
professional?
anything they've ever seen.
No, I'm here.
This specimen is delicate inside, it has an elongated skull, and there's a substance over it that gives it a shiny, jewel-like appearance. It really looks like something from another world.
The remains of the individual appear to be left undisturbed in dark cave for
10
centuries.
grand, yeah.
But why was someone looking?
The body's right arm is outstretched above its elongated skull. Its legs are splayed apart. Two vertebrae are crushed, and its jaw appears frozen open as if screaming in horror.
It really does look like the scene of
No, I went down to.
the trauma to the spine looks like something that may have been done with a large knife. This person likely suffered a
So we finished with 73.
I don't know.
My parents took another 2,000.
to the ground to die.
Their remains have been dubbed the crystal maiden by archaeologists due to their sparkly appearance and petite size. But the glittery crust encasing the bones has cemented them to the cave floor.
If that could be brought down to 18,000.
Nope. No, you're not getting there.
No, if we can just get that deposit, obviously cancel the measure test. All right. Will you be? Will they be getting an email about the deposit going back, or some kind of confirmation? Okay, thank you.
Adults, children, and infants.
For myself,
Yeah, I
I'm just
could've-
wasting your
I
time.
could have seen, you know, if you said $200. Okay, I can live with that. But 10 grand? No.
It's a big jump up,
Yeah, it is.
substantial.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's from my side, I apologize. First, it was unprofessional initially to get a quote and arrange all this, and then for such a big jump. So he will get that deposit straight back. You still have my phone number. If you don't
Yeah,
see
I
that
do.
coming in the day or two before you leave, I will make sure from my side too.
Yeah. And you canceled the measure.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste their time.
No. That was a bit difficult to get them out, but I see it. There's been a lot of confusion with this. So you gentlemen enjoy your cruise.
Yep.
All right.
Appreciate it anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I understand.
Like the crystal maiden, many of the victims shared a characteristic elongated skull. Skull flattening in early infancy was a traditional beautification practice of the Maya, who would have been living in the area of the cave at this time.
Additional lab tests show that the strange crystallized crust covering the skeletons is actually calcite.
Calcite is a common mineral that makes up limestone. It comes in all sorts of textures and colors. Water interacting with calcite gets redeposited on the bones of the skeleton, forming tiny crystals that interacting with light give the bones here their sparkle.
This cave system, like much of Belize, is entirely limestone. Over the years, water and moisture have dissolved and transferred the calcite, creating unique rock formations and impressive stalactites and stalagmites.
Using the different sound hairs or managed to live for some time or in the direct flow of water.
The archaeologists believe there must be some significance to the location of these remains, given that the Maya
They are known for
deep
that.
caves
They
and
swear.
That's what I said.
I asked
One
the caves
I
of
said,
the
was that
to explain what
Yes,
happened
it
to
was.
these people. The archaeologists discover some relics with a dark purpose.
They found weapons made of both extremely sharp obsidian and stingray spines, known to have been used in bloodletting rituals.
Blood cells are very important practice in Mayan culture and was often offered to the gods through the process of bloodletting. So taking blood from the lips, the tongue, or even the arms.
This was clearly an important ritualistic and spiritual site with great power for the Maya. Bloodletting is a non-fatal process. It's very controlled, very painful. But something different seems to have happened here.
The gruesome deaths suggest even more violent rituals could have been taking place inside this cave. But why? Archaeologists identify a stone altar made of stalactites with a 4-foot-tall carved stingray spine as its centerpiece. They believe this is where Mayan priests would have performed their rituals. This altar is where the cave gets its name, Octum Tunicho Mukta, meaning the cave of the stone sepulchre.
Next to the altar on the floor of the cavern, archaeologists find ceramics and broken pieces of pottery that date to between 700 and 900 CE, the same as the skeletons in the cave. Some of the pots had holes right through them, seemingly rendering them useless.
Pottery that was used as an offering was often intentionally marked with keel holes, holes that were punched into the ceramic and believed to release the souls associated with the offering. Cave environments help preserve artifacts that otherwise wouldn't survive. And because of their use as religious and ceremonial spaces, archaeologists often find a lot of artifacts inside caves. And this cave is one of the richest examples with more than 1,300 artifacts recovered.
Closer to the mouth of the cave, Archaeologists find offerings of pots with food residue that are dated to be from as early as 250 CE. That's at least 550 years before the Crystal Maiden appeared.
The Maya had been coming to this cave for nearly 1,000 years, seeking answers to questions that the physical world could not give them. But while experts moved deeper into the cave, the offerings get more numerous and more elaborate.
It seems likely that the human remains are victims of human sacrifice, the most extreme form of offering to the gods. But going from offering food and pottery to blood, and then suddenly using human sacrifice seems like a drastic leap. So what could have caused this sudden escalation to human sacrifice?
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win, you die. I was born to rule the Seven Kingdoms.
Lights on.
I didn't understand you.
Lights on.
Warren.
Hello. I'm so tired. Black coffee, no sugar. Enjoy coffee.
Instead of building new ways for machines to talk to people, Chase is building new places for people to talk to people.
Hi, welcome in.
Hi.
With tech that's actually helpful and 5,000 branches in 48 states. Chase, make more of what's yours.
When allergies throw a sucker punch, the power of Claritin D punches back harder. Get fast, powerful relief of your worst symptoms, like nasal congestion. Claritin clears.
What would you like to taste today? Every coffee, a new world. Every sip, a new taste. Keep exploring. New natural espresso. What else?
This little light of mine has been dark for quite some time. And I let in the light to help me more than I inside.
I needed more from my antidepressant, so my doctor added Caplyta, proven to provide greater relief from depression symptoms than an antidepressant alone. Building on my progress without starting over, weight gain and reported sexual side effects were not common.
Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Caplyta is not approved for dementia-related psychosis. Call your doctor about new or sudden mood changes, behaviors, or suicidal thoughts right away. Antidepressants may increase these risks. Report fever, confusion, stiff muscles, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High cholesterol may occur, as can high blood sugar, which may be fatal. Common side effects are sleepiness, dizziness, nausea, dry mouth, feeling tired, and diarrhea. These aren't common side effects.
Ask your doctor about Caplyta.
More than I inside of me.
There I was, enjoying my lunch. No food, no energy. But suddenly I found bumped up energy drinks and protein drinks that were insanely delicious. I wasn't just surviving, I was thriving. But like all good things, my time on the island was coming to an end. Although I miss that island, I still feel like $1,000,000.
When expectations are high, there's no room for uncertainty. To maximize impact, your logo needs to look great on the right layer and arrive on time. And that starts with Fort Imprint. Visit fortimprint.com. In a tight spot. Rachel's got your back. If you earn $250 instantly, no credit check, no interest, no late fees. Download Bridget for free today.
There is a lot of she was called if she found somebody else, that's just the risk that I'm willing to take.
Welcome to Platteville, Tuesday at 10 on TLC. central Belize, archaeologists have recovered offerings to the Mayan gods and found multiple skeletal remains that appear to have been victims of human sacrifice. Why had these people been killed and left in such a remote location? Between 250 CE and 950 CE, the territory of the Maya covered much of Central America into Mexico, and its heart was the heavily jungled region that is now modern-day Belize and Guatemala.
In the Mayan cosmos, caves were the portals to see by